Hello everyone, and welcome to your full moon video for the full moon of the 14th of November 2016. This particular full moon will be taking place in Krittika Nakshatra at about 1:52 p.m. in the UK. If you want to know what time that is in your own particular time zone, please look that up online and you can find when that is. You know, we have this old saying, a lot of people may not understand where it comes from, so I'm going to give a little bit of background. And that saying is to never look a gift horse in the mouth. And it used to be in older times, if you were given a horse as a gift, you might want to examine its teeth to see if it had bad teeth, right? And the idea behind this saying is you've got a gift, right? And so you shouldn't look the gift horse in the mouth because you might notice something about it that you don't like, this, that, or the other thing. Well, actually, I'm going to tell you to do the opposite. You might want to look a gift horse in the mouth because I think you might want to count its teeth, understand the state of its mouth, understand the health, well-being of that horse in general. And because otherwise, how are you going to make any use of it, right? There's a lot of energy around this particular full moon in Krittika Nakshatra, which is suggesting the fact that you need to, in a very honest manner, look at the situation that you're dealing with. Now, I do want to say that as you do that, it may make you feel like you're dealing with something that you don't really like, that you don't really feel happy about, but equally, you've got something in your life right now that you can make something with. And what you're trying to make, I think that's what's most important. You're trying to make a shift. You're trying to make a change. You're trying to move on to something that's much better from something that was not quite acceptable. Now, this particular full moon has interactions connected with it between Jupiter and Mars. There are a lot of aspects going on in the background. One aspect being between Jupiter and Mars. Mars in Shravana Nakshatra. Shravana Nakshatra gives us the capacity to see beneath the surface so that we're able to understand the true nature of something, far beyond our particular concepts of what that something might actually be. We're able to see the true nature of something. And Mars will be making an angle to the moon at the same time that Mars is receiving an angle from Jupiter. Jupiter's in Hasta Nakshatra. Hasta Nakshatra, obviously ruled by the moon. Hasta Nakshatra tends to have this sense of struggle associated with it. But what is that struggle connected with? It's connected with the desire to manifest something much more worthwhile, because Hasta is a moksha-driven nakshatra. And because it's moksha-driven nakshatra, it's trying to create a shift. So this Jupiter-Mars connection with both Jupiter and Mars in moon-ruled nakshatras is very prominent and very powerful and very important. What is it about? Well, you've got to struggle, because basically Hasta is also connected with struggles. Things being created in a Hasta sense are created with effort put out. And so you're needing to understand the nature of the struggle that you're dealing with. We as people, right, on a wider level, regardless, and I don't want to get into the divisive talk, this side of the spectrum, that side of the spectrum. We're all humans, and we're dealing with something right now, which is, you know, a massive change on the planet, regardless of if you live in the US or any other country. There's a lot of change that's going on right now. But we can make something with this change, right? And in your individual life, I would venture a very strong guess that you're also dealing with a pretty massive change yourself. And in order to cope with that change, you're needing to identify the nature of that change. Now, in the background, you're also having a connection between Mercury and Saturn, with Mercury and Saturn in each other's nakshatras, Mercury and Anuradha Nakshatra, which can help to give an excellent sense of discrimination in the positive sense of that word, excellent sense of right judgment. Saturn is in Mercury's nakshatra, Jyeshta, which is all about perspective, right? So going on beneath the surface, there's this capacity, if you look deeply with spiritual eyes. And what are spiritual eyes? Eyes that are more aware than looking at the concrete that's right down in front of you. Now, that concrete is important. That concrete reality that you're dealing with, that's important. But there's something beneath the surface of that. There's an underlying thread. If you can get to the root of that thread, even if you're just identifying what it means to you as an individual, that's what matters, right? This is your evolution. We're all here going through different evolutionary cycles, confronting different changes. We're all interacting with each other. We're all going through our individual struggles. And we can get into all these things saying, your struggle's meaningless, my struggle means more, and all of these things, right? But what's the point? Why don't we just accept that we're each going through a struggle? My job here as an astrologer is hopefully to help you with your struggle. But when it boils right down to it, you as an individual are the one who can help yourself with your struggle. And this full moon energy lets you see beneath the surface of what you're dealing with. And as the sun is in Vishaka Nakshatra, which is ruled by Jupiter, let's talk a little bit about that nakshatra, because obviously what the full moon is, that's a sun-moon aspect. It's the sun opposing the moon, right? Directly opposite. Vishaka Nakshatra, I like to really help people to think about that as being like a little bit of a crucible or a melting pot, so to speak. It's the deities connected to Vishaka Nakshatra are Indra and Agni. Indra being the king of the gods who achieved his position through practicing very austere disciplines, so to speak. Agni being the god of purification, the god of fire, right? So it's about going through this purificatory process so that the nature of who you truly are can rise to the surface. And that very powerfully ties in to the moon in Krittika Nakshatra, which is obviously ruled by the sun. Now, I know I've got your head spinning in terms of astrological terms, but the truth of the matter is that you need to look at the truth of the matter. And the truth of that matter is that you are going to go through a bit of a purification process, right? And the purification process is going to very deeply be connected to you being able to see the reality of a situation and for you to be able to accept the reality of a situation. So that old saying, never looked a gift horse in the mouth. Well, I think you do need to look the gift horse in the mouth. You need to understand what that gift horse represents. You need to understand every single aspect about it, right? If it's got a bad back, you need to know if you can put a saddle on it, right? If it's, healthy, you need to know it's healthy, right? And somewhere in your life, there's a specific set of circumstances which are saying very much the same. And if you'd like a little bit of help with those circumstances, I should also mention to you that I also offer several different tiers of astrological service, which are available through the Astrological Services page of my website. If you look in the video below, either on either side, haven't decided what side I'll put it on yet, there's a link to my Astrological Services page where you can schedule the astrological service of your choice. That's going to do it for a look at the full moon energy for the 14th of November, 2016. Until next time, I'll try not to be quite as much of a stranger. A lot going on this end too. See you soon. Bye now.